Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is Anthony, aka Hunter2212. Now, I'm gonna quickly explain to you how I actually made the solar system. First, I'm gonna start with the sun. If you can see, I've got a 2K image right here, so this is all gonna be for a low poly space shooter game. So, first of all, what you're gonna need to do with the sun, well, actually, I'm gonna show you where to get the material, the textures for this. You're gonna need to download these. You're going to have to look at references of the moon and also accurate solar system for reference, and also NASA textures. And actually go to this website and just download any texture you'd like. So these guys have basically anything from any planet you can think of, including your sun, stars, Milky Ways, specular maps. These are all from NASA, so it's all completely free. So I'd say go and download those. Sorry about that. I've got a piece of popcorn stuck in my throat. What I did here was on the sun texture, or material actually, is I went down to the the settings. Make sure you turn the blend mode to optic and the shadow mode to none. If you put this to optic, I'll show you what happens. See this planet right here? So like I've got Saturn. And if I go back and put the blend mode back to none, this one to none, it's not going to cast any shadows on that, and you're going to get this. So how did I do that? Okay, I'm going to explain this to you. First of all, on your material settings right here, you want to be enabling bloom, and you can actually play with the threshold, the color, radius, and maybe intensity and clamp as well. You can play with all of this. I just use it just like this. And then the next thing you're gonna need is, well, you can use your VSync, but I'm not using VSync. I don't like VSync. You can turn it off, because this is gonna be for a low poly game anyway. I'm an EV render, so please use EV, not cycles, because I'm gonna be using UPBGE for this. And for some of these I actually used a color palette. The rest of these I just mapped to this with the node editor, just adding a texture to the material. You can just do it right there and select the material you'd like. So I've got all of your planets from, let's say, Earth to the moon to Pluto, every planet in the solar system. As you can see, there's Mercury, we've got Earth, and we've got the moon. And make sure if you get the moon, you want to be aiming this side of the moon to the Earth. So as it rotates, the moon doesn't really rotate it around its own core, so it's just going to be rotating like this. And every planet I've created, I've got a ring for it. So if I press RR, you can see, okay, RXX, YY, what was it? Yep, you can see it actually rotates around the sun. So make sure you parent these properly to the where are you? Oh, there we go. Just so it's not completely on the ring. So you're gonna make your rings, and you're just gonna give them some slight rotations, just like. So like I said, it's not really hard to do things like these. You can shade smooth these, or you can leave them flat if you want. These are just normal spheres. and you can just rotate them as you feel, you know. And if you're wondering about the sky, I can show you in the node editor what I actually did. Well, the shader editor. You're gonna go to from object to world. I'm just gonna bring this up. First of all, I got two backgrounds. There you can see there's one background, there's the other background. We're just going to a mix shader. So I'm going to drag these out, and this one is going to be using a mix RGB. So for the first one, I actually have the Milky Way. Now the Milky Way is the 4K EXR. Make sure you get that one, otherwise it's going to look crappy. Sorry about my language. And then I just got a few color ramps, so I'm going to show you the first one. What I did is I actually just made a Voronoi texture, added the mix shader, and got the color ramp. And for the color, I actually just got color to vector, and on this mapping I got it to vector and played around with the scale a bit. You can see on this side the scale is a little smaller, and maybe the rotations, everything is a bit different. So this is just to get variations in stars. And to do something like this, you can just select this one. If you've got Node Wrangler on, you can go Control T and it's gonna give you this map. Alright, and then I think that should be it for the background. Oh, and make sure you don't use an image texture for this. This is not an image texture, this is an environment texture. So if I go and Shift A and texture, don't use image texture. This is a big no-no for backgrounds. Big no-no. No, unless you're using it with the mix shader. Alright, so you're gonna need an environment texture for the Milky Way, and that's how I actually got the Milky Way to look like it does. Okay, control down. There we can see it just, we got the Milky Way and we got the stars. I'll show you what the stars does. If I play with maybe this, you can see there's a little bit more variation in the stars, but I like this. You can play with the location of the stars, you can play with the rotation of the stars. And remember, when you're doing something like this, on my second map I brought the scale. You can see the scale I actually brought up. You can see that. Okay, so make sure you got something like this going on, just to make it look a little better. And I think we've got a few nebulas there, which is actually pretty cool. So for Saturn's rings, this is just a circle, just a normal circle. I extruded it. I can show you how I actually did that. So you're gonna click on your planet, you're gonna go Shift S cursor to select it, then you're gonna go Shift A, mesh, and circle. Scale it out to about there. Tab into edit mode, make sure you're on vertices selection, and E to extrude and S to scale it out. Then you're gonna make a few lip cuts. Now for this, you're gonna have to go to UV image editor and make sure you got this color palette. So I'm gonna go for set rings. You can see it's not doing much because this isn't unwrapped, so I'm gonna press U and U, and I'm gonna go ahead and press S, 0, and just release, and then I can just play with the colors. So if I want this to be, okay, I'm just gonna turn this on the x-axis, or X, come on, this one, RX. I'm just gonna drag it to the side so you can see what I'm doing. And if if I select maybe, okay, I'm gonna go to face selection now. I'm gonna take this one and maybe just give it another color. Take this one, take it and make it another color. And you're gonna keep doing this until you find something that you like. I'm just going random. It's not gonna look right, but you get the general idea. And then also what I did is I played with the render modes. So here by options, where was options? Am I in the right shader? Yep. I changed it from optic to alpha hashed in the settings, just underneath volume. So alpha hashed, and then I just went to my principled shader and I just played with the strength of this, just to let it look right. And I got something like this. So delete that. And then what I did is I parented this guy to the planet, and I was done. The rest should be pretty much self-explanatory. To make a solar system like this isn't really rocket science. Well, you can say it's rocket science, but still not rocket science. So you can see all of the planets are pretty much small compared to the sun, which is pretty much accurate. You're not going to have huge planets in the solar system, and you're not going to be moving to them in the on the speed I'm actually moving to them. So you're probably going to be moving like this, or even slower, but it's going to be a game, so it's going to be going a little faster. And let's go to Earth, which is actually pretty much rotated wrong. If you want to know where I'm living, I'm here in South Africa. But I'm not a South African. I don't like South Africa, so I'm gonna use something like America style, or just something like this for the light, and put South Africa here in the dark. Alright, anyway, so I got something like this going on for my planets. I didn't put any atmosphere on this. I know I should have, but I didn't. That might be on the next tutorial, you know, making atmospheres, because the first recording actually I actually recorded doing this and it stopped. I don't know, it just crashed. Alright, so if we go to, you know, looking from the Earth to the other planets, you shouldn't be able to see them, you know. It's gonna look like a little star in the distance, or maybe a planet, or, well, not a planet, like a big star or something. You're not really gonna see this, but I just scaled them up a little bit, so you're actually gonna be able to, okay, now I want to fly to that planet, I want to go and buy something there, or I've got a mission there, so you actually want to be able to see that. So I hope this actually helped you guys out. If I actually go right here to my ships, turn them on. I know they were close to Earth. I'm just gonna do this. There we go. I want to show you these ships one more time. Like I said, it's not hard to do these. It's really not hard. I just want to show you one more time. I might be putting something like this in the description so you can go and download it, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I want you to actually go and model your own. Maybe you can do it better than me. You never know. So I'm missing a few ships here. Why? No, because I only have 3. Okay. I know I had like 5, but this is a headache. Nah, I probably just lost them somewhere around here somewhere. Yep, I did. There we go. So now we're good. So I've got my spider fighter. You can see why I named it the spider fighter, because yeah, I just wanted to make it look like the little spider flying in space. Then I've got my stealth fighter. Oh, I think this is the X fighter, if I'm not mistaken. No, this is Halberd. Then this would be the miner, and then the stealth fighter. So if I go into edit mode, you can actually see what I did here. This is really not hard to do, trust me. I always struggled with this hard surface modeling stuff, and I actually realized, no, this is actually pretty easy. I mean, especially if you got the auto mirror. Okay, so make sure for the next tutorial you go ahead and model or download your own spaceships, because we're gonna make at least one of them fly and shoot, and we're gonna add a little bit of fire coming out of here, and maybe think about a story as we go. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like this tutorial, or well, this video, this wasn't much of a tutorial because the first tutorial actually crashed for some reason. You know, my OB Studio just freaked out. So if you like this demonstration, let's say it's a demonstration of all of these and how to make them, please leave a like and a comment, and also maybe subscribe to the channel so you can actually get notifications if you hit that bell icon when the next real tutorial is going to come out, where we're going to make these fly by themselves and maybe fly with one of the spaceships by ourselves. And I think I'm actually going to use this stealth fighter. Yeah, I'm going to make this guy fly. Yeah, so we're going to be making a game from this. And also please make sure you got UPBGE, not Blender, UPBGE. This is UPBGE 3.0. 3.0. But alright, thanks guys, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like on there. I think I already said that, but I'm gonna say it again. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because I am going to posting another video actually making these guys fly from planet to planet to planet to planet, and making a few space stations. So be sure to check that out as well, and let me know in the comments what you would like to learn from this. What do you want to know? And I'm only gonna be using Blender to make these games. I'm not gonna be using Unity. I don't use Unity, unfortunately. Sorry about that. So if you want to learn more about using UPBGE, just let me know and I'll teach you as much as possible. Let's blow up Earth. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day.